Hey y'all, we back. Taming the Beast. Nikki.
Luna Wolf, guys, what's up?
Listen, 'tis the season for coquito. So I'm gonna pour it up if I can open it up. But listen, we just want to say thank you to all those who have listened.
Let me get that cinnamon stick. Just kidding.
Okay, because it need to come out. Look, it's in the way.
It wants to come in my cup.
It does. Cinnamon signifies wealth too. Did you know that? Ooh, that was a big cinnamon stick.
That's why it wants to get in my cup.
But like I was saying, thank you to everybody who supports the podcast. Thank you for everyone who has given feedback on the podcast.
Questions? Oh my God.
Today we have some questions. So this episode is just going to be Q&A. But first, we just want to give a shout out to y'all, our audience.
Yes.
Cheers.
Thank you. Wait, take this out first. I can't shout it up with this in there.
It's a big shot. You ain't shot no coquito. You gonna sip on it. Don't shot it.
All right, fine. I ain't gonna shot. Then I'm gonna leave this in there. Then.
Leave it in there.
To you guys.
To you. I'm sorry.
Who made that?
Do something to my spirit. You like it, don't you?
Who made that?
We'll talk about it offline. All right. So first question we have is, how do I start the process of discovering my path? That question, the answer to that question, I think is going to be different
for everybody. Yeah.
For everybody. But I will share with you where my journey with God and religion began. I was 10 years old. Before that, I would go to Bible study in church with, God rest her soul, your grandmama. I died. She would take us to Bible study and, we would go to church. But in my family, especially when it came to like my actual grandmother and then my mom, it was always like the fear of God, right? You lie, you going to hell. You steal, you going to... Everything was you going to hell if you do something wrong. So I don't know how many times I done lie. I done stole bubble gum and stuff. So I was like, well, damn, I'm already going to hell. So whatever. Might as well, right? Might as well keep having fun living my life.
Free.
But that was all based off of what people told me God is and or was, who they told me God was or what they told me God was. And I was young. I'm under 10 at the time, so it's confusing. You don't really have a concept of God or religion at that time outside of what somebody tells you. But the Bible does says to seek your own personal relationship with God, and that's where things change. So things were always a little rocky for us growing up. You know what I mean? Sometimes we moved around a lot. I'll say that. And I have a grandmother who, my dad's mom, was just like the most stable thing for me. Like we always had toys and clothes and our own room and our own space within her house. And she was moving all the way to the West Coast. And so she called, she said she was going to be moving and she was going to be moving soon, very, very soon. So I remember getting on my knees at 10 years old and just praying and asking God to please don't let her leave me so soon. And then like shortly after that, a few days after that, she gave me a call and said that she wouldn't be moving. I mean, eventually she still did, but she didn't move right away. And to me, that was the first moment that, man, God must really be real. And where I start to develop my own relationship with God. And it just started with talking to God. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't necessarily call it meditating back then, but all throughout my teenage years, I would write poems. I called myself writing songs, right?
Lyrical genius.
Yeah. And then I read the Bible like a lot, you know what I mean? So those biblical truths, I started to gain. And then I kind of got away of more of that religion once I got through my divorce and just opened up to true spirituality. And I think what happens is there's something that you go through, right? It was devastating to hear that my grandmother was leaving. It was devastating to go through a divorce. So I think trauma and pain brings you to the discovery of your path of spirituality and or of self.
For sure. No, big time.
So
it takes pain and trauma.
So what started you on your path?
I think what topped it off, between dealing with my kid's father, what topped that off was my mom. She, it was like, man, I don't know. Something happened. We went through a situation, and it was just like, whoa. Where she took it. I love my mom.
Mm-hmm.
She was just going through stuff, whatever. Where she took it, it was like, why are we taking it to that, that far? So that was my oh God, what the fuck am I going to do type shit, because everybody knows I was dependent on my mom. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I need a babysitter, boom. I needed extra something there. I needed to go somewhere there. Come get me down Georgia. She'll come come get me, like, type. So, when we had our falling out, and I was like, what am I going to do? I was like, I had no car. I was in a car accident. So I had no car. I had kids to take care of. It's not like my life is stagnant. I have shit to do. So
Mm-hmm.
it was like, what the fuck am I going to do?
Mm-hmm.
So, start praying to God.
Okay.
Literally, start praying to God. And then just start focusing really on myself.
Mm-hmm.
And then once I did that, confirmation, this was my confirmation, which fucked me up later in the journey. I needed a car. I needed a car quick, fast, hurry. Like, I wasn't playing. I manifested a fucking truck. My truck, that is my presidential. Okay, I manifested my baby. One day, I need a truck. And what did he do? He pulled that truck in front of my house. Literally, it's crazy. Like, pulled up right in front of me. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm at the end of the street. So that was confirmation right there. Like, okay, I got this. And then I just kept going, doing shit that was for me, that I love to do. I wasn't worried about nobody else.
Mm-hmm.
But then it digs up. When be ready. If you're asking that type of question, be ready for your journey. Be ready to discover some shit, because you got to sit with all the dark shit too. So if you're not ready, if you're not prepared, take your time. Ease up in there if you're not ready for it, because it gets dark.
It does, but listen, it's in the darkness that you realize you're the light.
Yes.
It's when you're sitting in a dark space,
Mm-hmm.
God's love illuminates from within you, and you realize that you really are the light of the world. You are the light of your own, troubles. You're the light of your own problems. You're the light of your own surroundings. So even asking the question, how do I start the process of discovering my path? I think that question is a discovery question.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's you realizing that
It's
there's
time.
something greater within you that you have to give to the world.
Heed that call.
Exactly. You know what I mean?
Call.
Many are called, but only few answer.
Yes.
So answer the call within yourself, but to really get more technical and try to give you more of a direct answer is your path is just that. It's your path. And this is why you have to know who you are. Because God says, I will give you the desires of your heart. The universe literally yields to you. Universe, you. It yields to you. It will go in any direction you tell it to go into. But when you are not clear on who you are, your every
mixed
direction
signals.
Looks good. Mm-hmm. So now you start to get mixed signals and you don't know what direction to go into. Quiet time. Spend time with self. It doesn't even have to be in the traditional meditational form that people say, sitting Indian style and up erect and quiet and trying to breathe. People tell me a lot, I can't quiet my mind.
Go to a coffee shop.
You can do anything that you put your mind to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
But two, maybe painting is a great form of meditation for yourself. Yes. So you can get lost in the thought of painting. And so the purpose of being quiet, is just so that you can hear yourself, not your thoughts, the crazy thoughts that is, oh, what am I going to do with this? What am I going to do that? But truly just like reflection of how your day went. You know what I mean? How this made you feel, how that made you feel. It starts to tell you about who you are, the things that make you feel good. So
and the things that don't.
And the things that don't, exactly. So you really have to get clear on who you are and what you want. And once you know that, then you can ask, because God says, ask and it will be given, seek and you shall find. So very first step is getting to know who you are and clear on what it is that you want. You do that by spending time doing the things that you like, and often alone.
I don't like love.
Like, however, yeah, but the things that make you feel good, the things
Yes.
that make you feel like you, like when you're doing this, oh my God, I feel like me when I'm doing this.
You before the trauma, you before if you was molested, you before your parents abandoned you, you before the drugs, you before all the bullshit, you.
Exactly. So go in that direction and you will soon to discover your path. But your path also discovers you, and that's why you're now asking these questions.
That question, you know, and you're at the start of it. So keep going. Show yourself compassion.
Mm-hmm.
Forgive yourself along the way.
Mm-hmm.
And keep moving.
And be consistent, and
consistency.
Setbacks are not, that doesn't mean it's over. That just means it's a better way to do it. Just keep going. If it's really truly what you want.
Means it's a new path.
You can start over. It's okay to start over.
But you're not starting over.
Starting from experience.
Yes.
Get clear on who you are. Get clear on what you want. And move in that direction, and the path will open for you.
Yes. I love that question.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
That was a cool question.
That was a great. All of these questions are great questions. So again, I really appreciate you guys. I thank you so much. So what advice do you have for leaving unfulfilling connections? To be like Nike and just do it. Yeah, and I'll give you a couple examples on that as well.
Compassion. Again, give yourself compassion. Show it to you. If it's something ain't aligned with you, and you asking that question,
Already. You already said it's unfulfilling. So don't stay somewhere that's unfulfilling. But so here's the thing, and I'll give you some examples. I have two really good examples in different contexts. So one was a job. I actually did love the job that I did, as a personal care home administrator, working with families and team building and my patients. And I loved it. I loved going in and, I'm a problem solver. So like where other people saw problems, I just saw opportunity to do things that someone else never did before, right? So all of that, it was like challenge, and challenge was fun. It kept me stimulated. So I actually did love working with the people. Sticks and stones. I did love working with the people, but then it got to a point where, like, higher up, you have regionals that come in, you have corporate people that come in, and they start putting all this pressure on you to do things that don't make sense. And by that, let me give you an example. I had a schedule that they wanted me to change. The schedule made no sense to the people who actually had to follow the schedule, but it made sense to the person who sat in a seat miles and miles away somewhere, who would never look at the schedule ever again after that day, and it didn't matter to their work hours, right? And so I was against that. I'm like, this doesn't make sense. My staff is not going to be able to follow it. And she was like, well, it doesn't matter. It makes sense to me. I was like, nah, I can't do this. Like, I can't do this. Yeah. So it started to become unfulfilling, because now I can't give my staff and my team and my patients family members the best of me, because I felt like I was always fighting against what was really best for people versus bottom dollar, right? So
what was best for the pocket?
I left. That was starting to become an unfulfilling connection, to where it was harmful to my health. I wasn't sleeping. I was having anxiety and panic attacks in the middle of the night. Yeah, I actually went to go see a therapist during that time, just to talk out some of my issues. I was in the emergency room like 2 or 3 times for migraines. I thought I was having a stroke one day. I literally started to see lines in my eyes, and I'm thinking, well, maybe it's the sunlight. And I'm talking to a family member, and I'm like, oh, I gotta wrap this up. Then I go running looking for the nurse practitioner, because I think I'm having a heart attack. I'm stroking out. Check my blood pressure. And then I was like, I gotta go. I have to leave. And then I had a girlfriend that worked with me. She's like, I'm gonna follow you. So I said, okay, whatever, fine. And I'm glad she did, because I actually had to pull over, because like, you know how you go faint and you start to kind of like see blackout around the outside of your eyes.
That's wild.
and I had to pull over. Then I got in her car and she wanted to take me the rest of the way. So not only was it unfulfilling, but it was starting to affect my health. And so that's it. No, like I quit. I trusted myself enough. I trusted God enough to know that within 30 days I'll find something. So I gave them my 30-day notice with nothing even lined up except peace of mind. And I left, and it was the best thing I ever did. It was the best thing I ever did because the position I'm in now is far greater, more profitable, less stressful. So when you know that it's unfulfilled, and I tried to do my part, everything that I could do to make it work, but it wasn't
That's all.
enough.
I about to say that's all you have to do. If you tried every which way to make shit work, and if it doesn't work,
it wasn't
it's
enough.
Time for you to go.
Yeah, and then
be okay with that,
and be very okay with it because it will benefit. It will work out. So then I had an actual relationship. And this person was someone I rocked with for a very long time, and I cared for a very long time. But they would start to do things that was just like, yo, why you do that? Like, or whoa, yo, why would you say that? You know what I mean? And I would tell them, you did this and this is how it made me feel, and I don't understand why. And then even to the point where I would say, listen, is it something that I'm doing that makes you feel like you can't trust me with the truth? Like I'm open enough for you to be able to tell me if I'm a problem so I can fix what I'm doing to save our relationship.
You see how you try to blame it on you?
No, but but this is how you can connect from unfulfilling relationships, knowing it was the right thing to do. You know what I mean?
Blaming yourself?
I didn't blame myself. I can't see myself. My eyes go this way. They don't go this way. So I can't see myself. So my question is there something that I'm doing that makes you not feel safe to trust me with the truth? No. Like they never had any feedback that says that it was me. And I was very clear on, like if we're really close the way that we're close, then why are you missing in these important moments of my life? You know what I mean? Why do I have to always ask for this or ask for that? Why do I see you missing here, but over here with people that you're just met? You know what I mean?
Like, more.
And then it was a story that was told, and it was like, I didn't ask you any questions, so you didn't have to offer the story, and the story just felt very much false. So at that point, it was like, this connection isn't fulfilling anymore. As much as I love you, I feel frustrated more than anything when I'm around you. And I've done everything that I could on more than one occasion to ask, what can we do? And there was nothing that can be done. So disconnection, that doesn't mean that I don't love this person. That doesn't mean that I still wouldn't, offer support if they needed it, depending, but it was an unfulfilling connection, and I had to disconnect. So my advice there is, if it's unfulfilling to you, ask those questions to yourself. One, what's missing that is unfulfilling? And if you go to that other person, are they willing to work on you to fill it back up? And if not, then you just disconnect. There's two people in a relationship. It does not work if the two don't work together.
Fact.
It's not possible. So, what are your thoughts?
No, same. I had this one connection. I was there for that person. Like, there. They was into some shit. I was there. I used to question myself. I don't want to say question myself. I'm just like, what the fuck am I? Why am I still? Why am I still trying to help your ass? So I'm like, it's rubbing me the wrong way. The last thing that got me was this person was like, you're wasting my time. So I skirted. I left. It was easy, that connection didn't fulfill. It wasn't. I was giving more than I was receiving. Now, is relationships, are you supposed to depend on somebody giving back to you? No, but where I'm at now in my life, I need equal give and take. Like, there's no.
Yeah, you got to be equally
you're
yoked.
taking, like, I'm giving more and you're not. Yeah, any relationship, it has to be equal give and take for it to be,
yeah,
fulfill you.
Yeah, you got to be able to pour into one another.
Yeah.
There'll be times where I might need you a little more than you need me, and vice versa.
And that's fine, though. That's
because
fine.
we are human.
Yes.
And maybe my energy battery is not as high as it normally is.
That's where we go and lift each other up.
But
so if
you
the other
surround
person
yourself,
ain't doing that.
Yeah, if you find yourself always having to be the one to plug, you know what I mean, to fill someone else up, you know, they're always plugging into you. That's much. It truly does take two people to work on a relationship.
And I know 50-50 bullshit. I need you to bring all of you.
100.
Yeah, I need you all present, because if you're not, it's not going to work. I don't need 90%. I need all of that.
That water is amazing.
Yeah, let me taste.
Oh my.
Let me taste.
It's nice and cold. So,
yeah.
Anything more on unfulfilling connections, or should we skip ahead or move on to the next?
No.
I think that was pretty good.
Yeah.
All right.
It's an equal give and take situation. These answers are pretty simple, but complex at the same time.
Right. Easier said than done. How did you guys finally step aside and get out of your own way?
Ooh, I love that was probably my top. That's probably the top question.
That's a great question.
Yeah, that's a really
because we are truly only really ever in our own way.
We are 100%.
Yeah.
I feel like I just stepped out of my fucking way.
How'd you do it?
Seeing situations for what they are. People too. Seeing people for who they are. Situations for what they are. You know? So I stopped like seeing people's potential. Like I stopped seeing I don't know. I just seeing the things for what they are, and it just allowed me to sit with myself, meditate, and all right, it doesn't align with me.
Mm-hmm.
That it doesn't.
Mm-hmm. This is how I stepped out of my way, and it's really going to sound crazy because it is, and I have to do it each and every time. It's like I literally just take a deep breath, hold my nose, and jump in. Like I just have to do it. If I sit and I think too long, it won't get done. I just literally have to do it. From anything that I decided to do. It's like I tell myself, just do it, try it. You know, what I have to do is just say that the best of them make mistakes. You know, failure is a part of the process. And I'm just going to do it, you know. And if it doesn't work out this time, then that means I'm just going to learn a better way to do it. And to try my best to not be embarrassed when I do mess up. So
that's the part right there too.
So a lot of times I don't read comments because I don't want anyone's opinion fucking with my self-esteem. You know what I mean? So it's like, and then it's just a matter of, I understand that not everybody is going to like me or what I do.
Yeah.
And that doesn't necessarily even have anything to do with me. That there's people for everyone. There's someone for everyone. So, okay, maybe this group isn't necessarily my group, but this group is. So I keep telling myself, the more I get out of my own way and do the things that I love, the closer I get to people who love me. Genuinely love me for who I am and what it is I do, because now they can see me for my own truth. So when you're faced with something that you want to do, you just gotta do it. I was going back to school for RN, and I had all the reasons. I was already at LPN, but then I gave birth, and I had all the reasons why I could not be an RN, finances being one of them. And then I was like, yo, make the call. Just make the call. I didn't know if I was going to be able to afford it. I didn't know if I was going to have a babysitter. I didn't know if I was even going to have the time to study. Like, I could not work. So it's like, how do I make this work?
Just do it.
And it was like, fuck it. Make the call. I made the call. I enrolled in school. And then the path from our first question literally opened up. Everything fell in place. The finances were there. Babysitting was there. Like, it was stressful. Like, I'm not going to say that it was easy. You know what I mean? Like, I definitely had to put the work in, but it was done. And here I am, you know, a registered nurse, along with even just like getting out of my own way and being afraid to lose a job that was unfulfilling, you know. So I don't
It's the
really know
fear.
how to explain it any other way other than
Just jump in.
do it.
Yeah.
Just jump in. If you don't like the temperature, you can get out. Like I heard, who was it? I think it was E.T. Thomas. You know what I'm talking about? He's a motivational speaker. Um, he's like this buff black guy. He used to be homeless. Like talked about how he, he didn't really have education, dropped out of school. Now he has like masters, things like that. But E.T. Thomas is his name. I'm pretty sure it was him who said, "You can go anywhere. Like home will always be home, right? So whatever situation you're in, that's a comfortable situation. That will always be there. Go out and learn another language. Go out and try to learn something different. If it doesn't work out, you can always come back home. And when you come back home, guess what? But I promise you this, when you come back home, you ain't missing out on nothing. The language is going to be the same. The conversation is going to be the same. Like, so just don't be afraid, because if it doesn't work out, you can always come back home, right? Like we know what home is, but we don't know what out there is.
The unknown.
And it's out there where you thrive. So to get out of your own way is to just do it. Don't think. You got to be thoughtless in it.
If you think, then you what is it? Your intuition, not your intuition, because your intuition is only what? What'd you say? 2 minutes?
Yeah, intuition is just like a flash of inspiration.
Yeah. It's like 2 minutes. So after that,
but that's what tells you that
shadow self is coming.
That's what tells you that the only time you're thinking to make the decision. Once you decide this is what I want to do, don't ask how, just do it.
Yep,
just do it.
When you start thinking negative shit, all right, that's your shadow coming in.
Yeah, that's not even your voice.
Yeah, that's not your voice.
That's the voice of other people. That's the voice of other situations. That's the voice of past experiences telling you it can't be done.
I say 16. Remember I said 16 seconds. Allow that thought to resonate in your mind for 16 seconds. 16 seconds, that is it.
Yeah. So just do it. Be like Nike.
Just
do it. Do it.
Like we just
you
did
can
it.
Do it.
Like we just did it. We just did it.
She just did it.
And then I asked her to marry me.
She keeps saying that. And what a great way to move on into the next question. Thanks. What made you start this podcast? And this is your question, Shania, because you started the podcast. So what made you start Tame the Beast? What is Tame the Beast to you? Why do you want to tame your beast and share it with other people?
That was so much.
Yeah, dig in.
Okay, so Tame the Beast started, I think I said it before in the first episode. It started with my mantra. Heal thyself by taming the beast. Mm-hmm. If you heal thyself, you're taming the beast. You're taming that dark side that tells you all the bullshit. You know, that 60 seconds I just said. them thoughts. I can't do this. I'm not good enough. Let that shit resonate 16 seconds and let it go. But so Tame the Beast started from my mantra. And I guess from it just blew up because of all the people I was talking to, like clients and stuff. So they're struggling. Like people are struggling. Like at the end of the day,
really are.
a lot of people they're struggling. And I mean, I was struggling at one point. I mean, I'm not gonna say I'm not struggling. I'm not struggling. The hurdles is But I started because, just sitting down, listening to people, going through life. I got one lady, she's probably like 40 years old. Her mom is her biggest downfall. Like, it is bad. So it has affected her mentally, emotionally, like physically, like literally pain. She's pain, like you were saying, like how your job was, it was unfulfilling, and literally, you thought you had a stroke.
Yeah, I did. Mm-hmm.
She's in pain. I got one guy, he's so worried about what others are thinking from his hometown and how they all judge, you know? Like, he said there's a curse.
Nah, it's just you said it. It's a hometown. Don't
Home,
nobody leave home. They ain't got
hometown.
shit else to do but judge and talk about one another.
Yeah.
Anyway,
one single lady, she's a single parent, raising her kids, and she's trying to figure out school, work, trying to go into business by herself. I have people that have been molested and they don't know how to deal with it. They're struggling with it. So I mean, some of the stuff that people are coming to me with, you know, I dealt with. I was molested. So releasing that emotion of feeling worthless, that was where Heal Thyself by Taming the Beast came in. Hence the podcast. You know, I wanted to start a podcast with my girls. I had a pod. I wanted to do. It's like 5 or 6 of us, and we all have different. Well, everybody got different opinions, but how everybody looks at the world, and we funny as shit. So I'm like, we could do this, but that didn't work. So, but doing a podcast still was like, I still want to do a podcast. Like, I can help people with my other business and the podcast. I feel like the podcast, I can reach adults. My business, I can reach more of like the kids and teens because that's where it starts. Like,
right, yeah.
It's the kids that really need help, you know. When you got, especially the 5-year-old, oh my God, another one, 5-year-old girl goes into the doctors for attempting to commit suicide. She's 5. She's 5. So that, like, it's rough, you know. We all got some shit going on. So Taming the Beast is just dealing with the traumas that just made us the way we are. Like, but it is our job to fix that. Like, we're not our traumas, you know. So that's where it came in. That's where, to reach people like us.
Yeah, no, that's so key. It's like you said, like everybody is going through something. You know what I mean? Like, we really don't know what somebody is going through, except that we understand that people are going through, because we're all in this human experience together. Mm-hmm. And there's not really any directive of how it is that you're supposed to do it. And what works for one person doesn't necessarily work for the other person. So,
you know, how I healed is not, it's not going to work for you.
It's exactly. So we truly are like the same and so different at the same time. Mm-hmm. But the same that we feel emotions. You know what I mean?
We're all crave
attention.
So fucking nasty.
We crave connections.
Yes.
We crave love. You know what I mean? We were born, you know what I mean, to be loved.
Yes.
You know, God created us to love us, you know, and here we are, like, we're supposed to love one another. And we're
shitting on each other.
We're not. And that's like,
you stepping on necks just hurts. To get to the top.
So starting the podcast is the way to have conversations, to just say, yo, like, I'm going through it too. And to be real about it. To not even be fake about it, and just be like, all right, like, I'm going through this. This is what I'm going through. Like, you gonna help me or you not gonna help me? Like, and by help, I just mean, like, are you gonna show compassion and, you know what I mean? Are you gonna
support?
Or if you can't even be there, just go on about your business. You don't have to add to it, is what I'm saying. Like, you don't have to add to
projections onto this.
Yeah,
keep it to yourself.
So that's what this podcast is about. You know, how are we taming our beast? You know, how do you tame your beast? Is the beast really a beast?
Yeah.
Yeah?
It's a beast. Because once you step into that fucking power,
fearless and fierce.
You a fucking beast.
I love it.
But a gentle beast. A gentle beast.
Yeah, but at the same time, a beast.
A beast. A fucking beast. And I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Stepping into...
Well, I appreciate you calling me on to Taming the Beast.
Listen, I got down on one knee for her, okay?
She didn't really get down on one knee. She really did. But on one of these podcasts, when we actually get like a good editing team to where we don't have to be stuck in this little box right here for visual, she gonna get down on one knee.
I'm gonna get down on the knee when we up on that stage I told you about.
I can't wait. I can't wait. And I hope y'all there to see it. It's been fun in the journey for me. I love talking about my experiences in life. That's all I can do is just talk about the things that I've been through in life.
I'm getting there. Listen, this is one of the fears. So, getting used to talking. I was never about this life. I like doing back work, okay? I was never on the forefront of shit. Mm-hmm. But it's fun. Like, it's fun getting the feedback from you guys. I fucking love it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I definitely appreciate the feedback. It lets us know that what we're doing is a good thing. She always trying to take me there. She stayed trying to pull out the freak beast in me.
Listen.
No, you listen. Every time I gotta put on, is this for kids? No. Not with her around.
Oh, yeah.
So please listen, keep coming in with your questions. We'd love to answer them. If you have a story to share yourself and would like to join us on Tame the Beast, we'd love to have you. So remember, the email is ttbeast.
Titty Beast. Yeah.
ttbeast2022 at gmail.com.
You have, like, give it to me. That is a fucking phenomenal name.
Titty Beast.
Titty Beast.
So we do have some big titties too.
Right?
But anyway, so ttbeast2020 at gmail.com. Also, you can DM through Instagram at Tame the Beast. And until next time.
Deuces.
Peace and love.